Coming up, the nation continues to react to the federal agent-related shootings in Minnesota. A look into the vigil held for Alex Preddy right here in Iowa City.
And a new cocktail bar hits town, how this lounge is bringing Paris right to Iowa City.
An unlikely upset, how the Gophers knocked off the Hawks for the first time since 2014.
It's Punxsutawney Phil Day, but did he see his shadow? I'll fill you in on Groundhog's Day and your full forecast and weather.
All that and more
coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Monday, February 2nd, and I'm Hannah Fideli.
And I'm Kate Vernon.
And the third member of our team, James O'Connor, is live in the Adler Journalism Building Skybridge to tell us today's forecast.
James, we're hearing there might have been a groundhog sighting this morning.
Yes, ladies, there certainly was a groundhog out and about this morning, but that's because it's Groundhog's Day, the day where we let a groundhog decide our weather for the next 6 weeks. This year, the groundhog did see his shadow, so that means we've got a bit more cold coming. But right now, it is a brisk 19 degrees out. Taking a look at the Pentacrest, today we'll reach a high of 30 degrees in the afternoon and back down to 18 degrees at night. Tomorrow will be similar with highs in the 20s and lows in the 10s, but we should see some more sun. I'll have some good news later with the rising temps, but for now, back to you.
Just over 2 weeks ago, ICU nurse Alex Preddy was killed by Border Patrol agents in Minneapolis during a time of heightened tensions on immigration. DITV's Annika Perez attended a vigil held in his honor right here in Iowa City.
Many gathered in front of Iowa City's Veteran Affairs Medical Center on Sunday to honor Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old ICU nurse who was shot and killed by Border Patrol agents. This comes after the killing of Renee Good by ICE in Minneapolis, which started heightened tensions and protests across the country.
Now they're just randomly capping people in Minneapolis and where else, who knows? Is it coming to our city next? We don't know, but this is wrong. This is not what I fought for. This is not why I served. This is not what we, the people, is supposed to be about.
Many spoke out and joined in song to honor Preddy and those killed or harmed in protest of administration, along with Aaron Williamson, the third vice president of a local union that helped organize the vigil.
It's something that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime, that federal agents have been given a license to kill and they are operating with that license. It makes me sick to my stomach, and in some ways it makes me fear for my own life.
As stress and tension builds in the U.S., communities like these are finding ways to make their voices heard. From the Iowa City Veterans Association, Annika Perez, DITV.
An ICU nurse from the Minneapolis VA.
And Iowa City showed up all weekend long. The streets were filled with cyclists to commemorate Preddy in one of his favorite activities. The community came together as part of a nationwide bike ride organized by Preddy's local bike store, Angry Catfish Bicycle Shop. The shop reported 230 rides worldwide, spanning 14 countries and 43 states. That includes right here in Iowa City, where the public library brought nearly 100 people together for the event. Alex Preddy was just 37 years old when he was shot and killed during protests against Operation Metro Surge, the immigration raids in Minnesota. You can find the rest of the story at dailyiowan.com.
One University of Iowa classroom was filled wall to wall for a special guest on Free Expression. Robert Kornrevier was a First Amendment communication lawyer for the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, an organization with a focus on defending free speech. He visited campus for a lecture and Q&A to teach how the First Amendment can affect us in several different ways.
The purpose of the First Amendment is to define what it was designed to prevent. That is, it's designed to prevent giving the government the ability to control what we think, feel, or see.
Kornrevier is the current attorney for the Des Moines Register as they are being sued by President Donald Trump after a poll said Kamala Harris was leading Iowa in the polls prior to the 2024 election.
And it's the first step of midterm elections, caucuses.
That's right, Hannah. That's why we have DITV's Ryan Paris live in the newsroom with the beginning of election season.
Yeah, ladies. Today is the day of the Iowa caucus for both the Democratic and Republican parties. Now, normally the caucus plays a big role in choosing who the presidential candidate will be for these parties, but midterms are more about aligning the plans and priorities for the next elections. That includes electing delegates and local party leadership. To take part, you need to be registered as a Democrat or Republican in Iowa, which you can do day of. And the caucus locations can be found at either party's website on your screen. And this is just the beginning of the election season, as there's still 9 months until Election Day. DITV will keep you updated throughout the process. Reporting live from the newsroom, Ryan Paris, DITV.
And an incident in Mayflower Residence Hall has displaced some students. A sprinkler head broke in a dorm room, causing fire alarms to go off this Saturday. And it resulted in water damage to several rooms and impacted floors 1 through 6 on one side of the building. They are offering relocations for students who have been impacted and requested it. We reached out to University Housing and Dining over the weekend, but have yet to receive a response. A new French-inspired cocktail bar is bringing a taste of Paris to downtown Iowa City.
DITV's Camila Muniz is live in the studio to show us how one family's history has inspired a new gathering place.
Located on Lynn Street, a new space invites guests to relax, sip, and experience the charm of 20th century Paris. Owned by French native Adelaide and her husband Thomas, Claude is modeled after classic Parisian cafes, blending vintage design, craft cocktails, and a speakeasy feel.
Well, we hope that people are transported somewhat, I think, to a different time. One of the, I think, most striking aspects of the space is just the, I think, a feeling of being in a different place and a different time. It's not
offering exclusive beverages like champagne and wine directly imported from France. Customers are transported to a spot where the owners hope they can enjoy good company. Created with the intent to pay homage to their late family member Claude, the couple plans to keep his legacy alive through the lounge's timeless ambiance and sophisticated French atmosphere.
This is a bit in memoriam of him because of his accomplishments and also just the I guess, inspiration into the 1920s, which a lot of the...
Hannah and Kate, it seems like Claude is hoping to make Iowa City residents' dreams of visiting Paris come true. Reporting live from the studio, I'm Camila Muniz.
Well, coming up later, Iowa wrestling takes a devastating loss, how both men's and women's basketball performed on the West Coast, and how Iowa gymnastics battled a top 25 opponent. All that and more after the break.
Stories occur every day, and here at DITV, we've got you covered with up-to-date news and politics.
We are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1.
Community members protest and stand for science.
Keeping highlights and scores with Hawkeye Sports.
Advancing to the quarterfinals, Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
It's Iowa's second road win of the season, first since September 21st.
And of course, all the latest in entertainment.
Sit back, relax, and here's the word on the street.
I'm here at the Alan McVeigh Theater, where a unique performance.
Here at DITV, we've got a crew bringing you all the stories from across the nation and right here in your backyard.
From the Iowa State Fair.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
From downtown Iowa City.
From Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And bringing all the coverage straight to you live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Around the University of Iowa and Iowa City community, we have the stories that matter to you here at DITV.
Welcome back to DITV, your spot for Iowa City news.
But first, let's take a look back with James for the forecast for the week ahead.
Yes, ladies, Groundhog's Day told us we'll be getting more cold, and it's already been a freezing winter. But luckily, as of today, it's halfway over. Taking a look back out of the Pentacrest, we're warming up this week, Hawkeyes. Wednesday is a bit cooler, only getting up into the high 20s. Thursday spikes up into the 40s, and we finally get above freezing. Friday will be similar, but expect some high winds. Saturday, the sun will come back out, but we dip back down into the high 30s. And on Sunday, we're back into the 40s with some sun. I sure wish that groundhog hadn't seen his shadow, but after Wednesday, you can put away those hats and gloves and enjoy some bearable weather. Back to you, ladies, at the desk.
Thanks, James. You know, it's great to hear that things are finally heating up after so long.
I know, and I hear things are heating up on the mat as well, Colin.
Absolutely, a lot of action there, but Iowa's program, it's been as ice cold as it's been outside recently. Friday night, they suffered a shocking upset to Minnesota. DITV's Cole Krieger was Matt's side to break down what went wrong for the Hawkeyes.
The Iowa Hawkeyes hadn't lost to the Minnesota Golden Gophers since 2014. And coming into Friday night's duel with momentum, the last thing Iowa fans expected was to be dug into a 10-point hole. After winning just one of their first 5 matches, the Hawkeyes found themselves in a 15-5 hole. Iowa's only hope, the last 5 wrestlers walking down this tunnel. Caliendo and Kennedy cut the Gopher lead to just 2. But when Arnold matched up with 4th-ranked Max McAnally, the match went to sudden victory, with Iowa ending up on the wrong side.
What matters is that you go out there and you wrestle your match. And we have more weight classes than 4 that can do that, or 2. And we have to be able to do that job when we're under duress, maybe.
The 197-pound matchup proved to be the nail in the coffin as Minnesota turned their M into a W.
We had 2 matches where we had guys stop wrestling before the clock was done ticking. That cannot happen. That will not happen.
It sucks. Like you said, we've got to have effort out there. We gotta put our arm around each other and get each other going.
With the Hawks down 8, the dwindling Carver crowd started to pack their bags and head towards the exits.
We have the guys in the room. I will maintain that. I will be consistent.
And I think a lot of it gets put on Tom, but I think that's bull crap. You know what I mean? I think that it's just as much my fault as it is his fault.
With tonight's dual victory, the Gophers snapped their 8 dual losing streak against the Hawkeyes and sparked more conversation here at Carver Hawkeye Arena and the future of the Iowa program and the futures of Tom and Terry Brands. From Carver Hawkeye Arena, Cole Krieger, DITV Sports.
Well, things weren't much brighter for the Iowa women's basketball team, who went out west to face second-ranked UCLA. In this top 10 matchup, the Bruins dominated the 8th-ranked Hawkeyes 88-65, taking their 4th loss of the year. Despite the outcome, sophomore Ava Hayden put up 19 points, scoring all of Iowa's third-quarter points. However, it wasn't enough for the upset. But after that loss, the Iowa men's basketball team lifted spirits back up for Iowa fans with a win over the Oregon Ducks. The game started neck and neck between the Big Ten foes, but Iowa hit a hot streak going into the second half, pulling away with an 84-66 win, their 4th win in a row. Iowa is now 16-5 on the season and 6-4 in conference play. Contributing big to the win was Bennett, surpassing the 2,000-point benchmark in his career with a career-high 32 points. Serge shot 12 for 15 from the field and went 4 from 6 from deep. And the Iowa gymnastics team faced their 4th consecutive top 25 team this past weekend. Headed north to face number 18 Minnesota, Iowa scored a season-high 196.775, but it still wasn't enough as the Golden Gophers won 197.04 points. The Hawkeyes also claimed a share in all 4 of the events in total, but didn't score enough to from top to bottom to pull off the upset. Iowa head coach Jen Llewellyn said the meet, quote, "It felt like for the first time this season, we put together a complete meet." Iowa tennis and their home opener this weekend, starting with 18th-ranked Texas on Friday. The first of 2 matchups this weekend, Iowa fell to the Longhorns 6-1. The only Hawkeye point coming from Mia Mack in her victory in her singles match. Then yesterday, Iowa again lost to Wichita State at home 4-2. They now have 2 weeks off before taking on Iowa State in Ames.
Hannah, while Iowa sports may be interesting, I'm more interested in Groundhog Day.
You know what? Me too, Kate. Let's talk about why one rodent has all of us watching today. Groundhog Day comes from the 18th and 19th century German settlers in the U.S. They had a tradition that if groundhogs saw its shadow on February 2nd, there would be, quote, a second winter with 6 more weeks of winter, but the last of the hedgehogs are not here anymore, so they chose the next best thing, groundhogs. Now, thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at dailyiowan.com.
For all of us here at DITV, we will see you again on Wednesday morning, right here on DITV.